Hey folks, this is a video recap on Irresistible, the Business of Technology is the Business of Addiction by Adam Alter. So this video is going to give you some key takeaways from the article as well as an overview of the article itself. So let's start with the overview. In this article, Alter is discussing the paradoxical relationship between technology creators and their products. So the text explores the complex relationship between technology, the creators, and their creations by emphasizing the need for awareness and balance in our increasingly digital world. The potential for technology to be both beneficial and addictive is central to the discussion, which is why it's important to call for a cultural and individual reassessment of our relationship with digital devices and platforms. And all of this is according to our author. There are a few key takeaways that I want to address before we move forward. So, tech leaders is Alter opens with notable figures in the tech industry, such as Steve Jobs and Chris Anderson, and he talks about how they publicly advocate their innovative products for their exceptional capabilities. However, privately, within their families, they limit or prohibit their own families from using these devices, indicating an awareness of the potential negative impacts of excessive technology use. They draw an analogy between drugs and the way in which the creators of all of this technology, they basically say that you don't try out your own drug. It's for selling, but not to try out on your own. I don't remember the actual quote word for word, so definitely take a look in the text for that. I thought that was kind of humorous, but so accurate. Technology as a source of addiction is another key takeaway from this text. It highlights that many who are intimately involved with the creation of technology platforms, think about Instagram's Greg Hockmuth, they recognize that they're developing potentially addictive products. There's been a noticeable increase in behavioral addictions. More often than not, addiction is influenced by environmental factors and circumstances than by individual predispositions. So today's environment itself is more conducive to addiction than it has been in the past, and that constant availability of stimuli such as social media and online shopping has transformed the landscape of potential addictive activities. Alter also talks about design and impact of technology. So, tech platforms are deliberately engineered to be addictive by leveraging human psychology. And this includes the use of feedback loops, incremental progress, and other techniques to encourage repeated and prolonged use. Like the like and dislike buttons, the hearts on Instagram, stuff like that. Observations from clinical psychology show or report an increase in patients with behavioral addictions linked to technology, cutting across a variety of demographics and impacting all aspects of life. There's also positive aspects of technology that are addressed. Like, even though there are so many different consequences that stem from tech, there are definite benefits, such as facilitating communication and connection over long distances. This was especially apparent to us during the COVID years, when we were locked indoors due to the pandemic. Even school and classes, even this course right now, is facilitated via technology. So there are some positive aspects as well as some negative aspects to tech. Alto also discusses some strategies to address tech addiction. The text suggests methods to mitigate the negative impacts of technology addiction, such as setting boundaries, understanding the mechanics behind addiction, and channeling these addictive tendencies towards positive ends. There's definitely a cultural shift and future challenges that the author hits on, and he proposes the shift in how we approach technology, advocating for a balance between the way and how much we use technology as well as direct human interaction. It's particularly important in the face of emerging technologies like virtual reality, which could present even greater challenges for addiction. I know LCC is part of a program where I believe they're working on holding classes through virtual reality, and I know one of the instructors for math. He's taken part in this, and he really likes it. But as it is with a lot of different things, there's pros and cons. Here is the works cited entry for this. You'll notice that I have a hanging indent on all the lines after the first one. Notice I have last name, comma, first name, period. The title of the article is in quote marks because it is an article. The title of the paper where this article was found is italicized. We have the volume number, volume and number. We have the date, the page range, as well as the database where we found it. And this is the link to the database where this resource can be found. So your works cited entries for this resource should look similar to this. If you have any questions on the works cited page about the article itself, please do let me know. Otherwise, you are ready to move forward.